Welcome back to my channel Into the Oracleverse, where we learn about Oracle SQL, PL SQL, and Apex. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. In this video, we'll be learning how to create a custom Apex report with some custom codes. So the advantage of this particular report is we would be able to rearrange the report columns dynamically, and then we would be able to hide and show the specific columns as needed, and we would be able to export the visible columns in the same order to a PDF. So I'll be using my blog post as a reference to create this. So in fact, I have created it, so I'll just show a demo of it. So I'll reload the page once. So you would be able to see that there is a static HTML content that I have used called column reorder, and it has two drop zones, visible columns and hidden columns. And now I would be able to drag and order the columns in whatever way I want. So you would be able to see the report which is underneath it is aligning to this particular order. And now if I don't need a particular column, I would be able to move it to the hidden columns so that it would be hidden from the report preview. You could see the things being hidden there. And then if needed, I'd be able to bring it back again as well. So, and then this is the actual need where on clicking download PDF, I'll be able to see this in the same order, and the same amount of columns would be present in that PDF which is exported. So we'll be walking through the steps one by one. So this report that you see here is a custom report. It is completely created using JavaScript, CSS, and HTML. And yeah, so moving on, the first step is to create the RESTful service. So I'm using a RESTful service here, and we would be able to navigate there from SQL Workshop. So yes, so this is the module that I have created. So to create a module, you just need to click on modules, and then you can click create module, and you could provide whichever name you like it to have. And then once it is created, so we'll have to create a template, and I have already created a particular template here. And then once we create a particular template, resource template, we can create a handler. So there would be certain handlers present, get, post, put, etc. And we would be needing the get handler. So you could click the create handler, and then you can select the get endpoint along with the query that you need. And I let me show you the query that I have put, or that I have used here. So you would be able to see that I have I have provided alias with space instead of the underscores. This is this is for the effective PDF, for the word break in the PDF, the export that you have seen there. So yeah, so I'd suggest replacing the underscores with spaces. So once we have provided our necessary SQL statement here, so we can just click apply changes, and then you will be able to see the full URL here. Let me just copy it, and if I paste it here, we would be able to see the records in JSON format. And we would go through more of the concepts in this particular part in a separate video, but you would be able to see an attribute called has more, and here it's false because in a single go there is a limit which would be set, and here it is 25, and the amount of records that I have is less than the limit, so this has more would be false. If there are more records to it, so there will be this would be true, and then we would have to send this particular request again with an offset, so that we would be able to fetch the next set of records, and we would go through this in a separate video. And yeah, so now we are all set, so we can see the data that we want here in this particular, when we actually hit that particular endpoint. So yeah, us move to the next step. We'll have to add the required libraries. So here I am using jsPDF for creating that PDF out of that JSON. And then I have an AutoTable library as well, which is also part of jsPDF for, so that's a plugin to create tables in a good format. And then I have SortableJS, which is for the drop zones. So I have used it in a previous demo as well. So you could check that as well. And I can go there. Maybe I'll show you here. Yes, so here you would be able to see I have provided those URLs in this particular JavaScript file URL section. And now I have to add CSS. So this is just for the look and feel, right? So yeah, these colors and the background color for these drop zones. So you would be able to change that or alter it as you wish. So here we have that particular code which I have pasted in this CSS inline. So you'd be able to see all these on clicking the page settings. So yes, so you'd be able to see them here. And then moving on to the next important part. So here we have the JavaScript logic. So this particular JavaScript logic is something that would be creating all these chips, and that would create all those drop zones as an actual drop zone. So initially it will be just static. So yeah, so even before creating this, I'd recommend setting up the HTML area. So let's go there, and I have a static HTML layer present here with um, yeah, so there will be, yeah, with this static IDS report wrapper, which will be used in that HTML code. And then it has the visible columns drop zone. So this is just uh, an area. This is to set that particular drop zone. By default, it won't be a drop zone. So with the help of JavaScript code, yeah, it will become a drop zone. And then, yeah, so you would be able to see the hidden columns and the visible columns here. And then I have the button, the download PDF button. And the actual action for this particular button will be done with an event handler within that JavaScript code itself. And then I have the basic template for the table. So that's pretty much it when it comes to the template that I am using. And then moving on to the actual JavaScript code, right? So I have created functions to create chips. So chip is nothing but these individual sections that you see, which represents the columns. And then we have I'll be creating the drop zones using this. And so sorting is needed here, at least in the left column. So to make it sortable, so this particular function will be used. And then a table creator. So this is something, so once that data is fetched from that endpoint, so you'd be able to see here, I am using fetch API JavaScript to get that particular response and then store it here. And then, yes, finally, the section to download the data. Sorry. So here we would be able to provide the format in which the table should be present in that particular PDF export, and then what should be the output file name for the PDF export. So feel free to change anything according to the business need. Yeah. And finally, I'm just initializing the fetch data here. So that's pretty much it. So now if I just run it, I'll just show it again. So I'll be able to sort it. I'll be able to hide it, and then I'll be able to download things in a better way. And yeah, so I can see things in a better way with all the sortings. And then I'll just export with every column. So now with all the columns, you would be able to. So since I have provided that space here, right? So it has the word break has been enabled here. So yeah, so that's why it's better to provide that space in that particular SQL section. So yeah, thank you so much for listening. If you have any further implementation requests or any doubts regarding something which you'd like me to post a video on, feel free to post it. Thank you so much. For more videos like this, subscribe to Into the Oracleverse.